I would like to call to order a meeting of the Licensing Board of the City of West Bend. We recognize a quorum of our licensing board here with Alderman Butchlick, myself, and Alderman Zingsheim present. Our first item of business is our Licensing Board regular meeting minutes from September 22nd, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Butchlick and Zingsheim. Any comments, questions, corrections? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item, the American Legion new 25-26 Class B beer and Class C wine license. They contacted us and asked us to postpone that item, so we will postpone that to December 1st. Next item is the 2025 Christkindl Market Special Event Permit. Chief.
Electeds. Normally we have a process internally to review the permits for special events and don't bring them in front of you unless there's something that I think has a significant community impact. And this is one of those events. Much like, I think our last one was the cannon being fired at the car show at the VFW, which was good to bring in front of you. And I'll say we will not be supporting the cannon being fired next year. Let's give them a good shot. Tonight's is a similar that would have a significant impact on traffic patterns in the downtown area. While I think it's definitely a neat item that's being brought to the city, and we will certainly be able to work through any of those issues, I wanted to make sure that the licensing board and then full council certainly had a chance to weigh in. The streets on 6th Avenue between Elm to the post office driveway, so a significant part of 6th Avenue will be shut down from Thursday at 7 a.m., Thursday, the November 27th, through Monday, through probably most of the business day on Monday through 2 p.m. So that's a significant shutdown of traffic patterns in our downtown area. I just wanted to be sure that the council, licensing board first, and then council had a chance to weigh in.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions for Chief? If not, we can entertain a motion.
I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. Any comments, questions, discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. We also have a new amusement device license, 2025-26. That's in your packet. I will motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second by Zingsheim. Any comments, questions, discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Our licensing board is adjourned.
I would like to call to order the City of West Bend Board of Public Works. We have two items on the agenda. Item number one, the approval of minutes from October 20th, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Alderman Zingsheim and Alderman Schmidt. Any deletions or corrections? There are none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number two, permission to bid contract 24-15, tree Surety 2025. Good evening, Mike.
Good evening. This evening, we are requesting to bid contract 25-07 tree Surety 2026. This is our annual street tree planting contract. This contract will include furnishing and installing and irrigating 223 trees. These trees are planted in new residential subdivisions. It also supports our free street tree program. Our residents really appreciate that. When we cut down a tree, remove their stump, and they want a replacement tree, those trees fall into this. Also, replacement trees following street reconstruction projects for next year, that would be 3rd, Kilbourne, and Edgewood. So it's very typical for us, the projects, the roads that get reconstructed this year, we take a look at them at the end of the year and then put those on our planting list for next year. The pre-bid estimate is at $85,000, and this would include contingency. Funding for the project would include the tree surety budget for the new residential development, 2026 operating budget, carry forward funds, and grant funding. In an effort to get better pricing, we annually request for this bidding now, this time of the year, for our contractors, get it in front of them, get our bids in now before springtime, things like that. We normally get a lot better bids, and contractors a little more excited about bidding on projects in November for May, June planting. So, thank you.
Do we have a motion? Motion to approve. Alderwoman Zeisser,
Second.
Who's that? Second? Oh, Alderman Zinkheim. Any questions for Mike? Alderman Berquist.
Ian, would we need to readjust the agenda to reflect the 2026 rather than the 24 contract bid that's listed?
That's just, it's not a big deal. Yeah, I mean, it's clearly the bid for next year's tree surety,
Okay.
so.
All right. Any other questions? There are none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
No further business before the Board of Public Works. I adjourn as chair.
I call the order a meeting of the Finance Committee. Our first agenda this evening is approval of the minutes from the regular meeting, October 20th, 2025.
Motion approved.
Thank you, Alderman Schmidt and Alderwoman Sizer. Any corrections, additions, deletions, edits? There being none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Agenda item for consideration number 2, resolution number 40, authorizing the transfer of recreation fund balance to expense account for Regner Aqua Park. Good evening, Mike.
Thank you. This evening, we're requesting to transfer $28,000 from the recreation fund balance to an expense account to balance the development account for the Aqua Park. The Aqua Park project was executed within the planned budget. The proposed fund transfer will cover the construction costs until the remaining pledged donations are received over the next 6 years. So basically, the contract or the project was $404,000. We had $404,000 in revenues. Out of those revenues, we had donations. The remaining $30,000 in donations, we will not receive, and we will only receive $5,000 a year for the next 6 years. So instead of having an account that's out of whack, we'll just transfer the money. We can close out those accounts, balance our checkbook, and then over the next 6 years, as those donations come in, we will put that back into the rec fund balance. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second. Thank you, Alderman Butchlick, and was that Alderman Zinkheim? Any questions for Mike on this topic? There being none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Item number 3, resolution number 41, accepting donations to the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department.
Thank you. This evening, we have 3 very impressive donations to present. The first donation of $25,000 donated by the West Bend Friends of Park and Recreation for the Regner Park Aqua Park. This is the second final installment of their $50,000 commitment to this project. Thank you to the Friends of Park and Recreation. The second donation is $5,000 donated by Westbury Bank for the Regner Park Aqua Park. This is the first of 7 yearly installments for the naming rights and sponsorship of the Westbury Bank Aqua Park. The third and final donation for this evening is of $1,000 donated by Roots and Branches for park amenities. We'd like to say thank you to these outstanding organizations that make West Bend a really awesome community to live, work, and enjoy a life. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Alderman Schmidt and Alderman Sparts. Any questions or comments for Mike? I will simply echo his comments that without these organizations, West Bend is not the community it is for us to enjoy life here. So our deep appreciation to the West Bend Friends of Park and Rec, Westbury Bank, and Roots and Branches for their, again, wonderful donations to our Park and Rec department. With nothing further, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Next item, number 4, resolution number 42, to accept donations to the fire department. Welcome, Chief.
Good evening, how are you? Tonight, the first resolution I have for you to consider is a resolution to accept and appropriate a generous donation of $50 from Sally Mundinger. That was for a smoke detector and CO alarms, and we ask that those funds are accepted and appropriated to the fund to continue to place CO and smoke detectors in vulnerable housing.
Thanks. Thank you, Alderman Sparts and Alderman Berquist. Any questions or comments for Chief on this? Again, thank you for that donation. All those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Item number 5, resolution number 47, authorizing the acceptance and appropriation of Wisconsin Ground Emergency Medical Transportation Wisconsin GEMT reimbursement funds for fiscal year 2023.
Thank you. The next resolution I have to consider is a little bit more detailed. And I followed up with a memo to the council. Essentially, what this is a new program. The long and story, 30,000-foot view of this is that we provide emergency medical services via ambulance services to Medicare and Medicaid patients. Both of those populations have a set cap of what we can charge. Both of those are less than the actual cost of providing the services. Particularly Medicaid is the lower of the two. A couple years ago, the federal government started providing funding through the state Department of Health Services to start to narrow the difference between the cost of providing services and what they pay. And this is the first year of that new program. As you said, this is a fiscal year 2023 fund, so they were not budgeted for in previous years, and there are additional money outside of our budget for this year. So we're asking to receive those funds and appropriate them in two different funds. One of them will go to offset the cost of the new fire engine in 2026, and the rest of those funds will go towards capital improvements of our station number 2 station alerting systems. Allows us to buy the equipment and work on the installation of those services. As a little bit further background, we do expect one additional payment this year for FY 2024 funds. And we expect that later this month in November yet. It's from 2026 moving forward, we are accounting for that in our budget. It's important to know that that'll be an estimate because these funds are secured retroactively. So at the end of 2025, we'll have a few months into 26 to record our expenses again, and then we'll receive our 2025 money in 2026. But we do have a line item in our budget for 2026 that has an estimate for those funds.
Thank you very much for that explanation, Chief. I'll entertain a motion.
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Sparts and Alderman Schmidt. Any questions for Chief on this topic?
I have a question. I'm looking at the difference in the numbers between the memo and the resolution. The memo indicated 50,000 would be for the capital improvement, and the resolution says 43,000 for capital projects. And then the same for contractual, 40,000 roughly in the memo and
My apologies. I
57,000. Yeah,
clearly
there's a
made a-
difference. Why the difference?
I clearly made a typo there. The appropriation for the capital improvement for the fire engine is 50,000, with the remainder of funds to go towards, I think it's small equipment fund to fund those other capital purchases for Station 2. I apologize for the
Oh,
typo.
that's okay. That clears it. Thank you.
Any other questions for Chief on this one? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Item number 6, approve the City of West Bend accounts receivable write-offs. Good evening, Carrie.
Hi, good evening. I had attached 3 different lists of accounts that require Common Council authorization to be uncollectible this evening. The first list is mainly, it's a larger list. It's made of ambulance invoices that were billed out under our contract with Three Rivers Billing, which is now merged with the EMS MC billing. It's our new ambulance billing. These accounts are from 2023 and have been returned to the city by the agency as all their collection efforts have been exhausted. The majority of these accounts have been placed in the state debt collection program for further follow-up collection, as you can see from the memo on the list. Subsequent collections by the state then will result in additional revenue recognition when we receive them. The second small list are invoices from 2023 for miscellaneous services provided by the city and invoiced by the finance department. This group of uncollectible accounts totals $6,746.87, and most of this amount is for the water utility, which totals $4,394.68. The third list that I had attached are the 2022 and 2023 delinquent personal property taxes that are still outstanding from businesses that have closed. The total of this list is $4,808.48. Again, I'm just looking for authorization from Common Council tonight to deem the grand total uncollectible accounts receivable expense of $81,388.47. The finance budget currently has, for 2025, currently has $160,000 for write-offs and end-of-year audit adjustments for the EMS receivables. Is there any questions at all on this?
What's the protocol for collections? When do you deem them to be uncollectible?
Are you looking for just the ambulance overall, or?
Okay, so there's different criteria for each.
We usually take, we usually try to collect for at least over a year, especially for the delinquent personal property and the invoices. Those are handled in our finance department office. So once, we usually just keep going year by year. So for the ambulance ones, the ambulance company tries to collect for 180 days at least, and then they turn it over to the city for further collection.
Okay, thank you.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Zingsheim and Alderman Butchlick. Any further questions for Carrie on these topics? I just have one question, Carrie. As we look at, year end here, and we're approximately halfway to what we have budgeted for 2025. How do we think we will net out with a year end audit adjustment for EMS?
We still have collections for, obviously for November, December, and then we accrue the receipts from January. Most of them are collected for the December accounts as well. So
Okay.
it's kind of hard to predict at this time, but,
You didn't bring your crystal ball this evening.
right.
That's all right. I appreciate it, Carrie. Thank you.
Okay.
Any other further questions? There being none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you very much, Carrie.
Yep, thanks.
There being no further business before the Finance Committee, I adjourn as chair.
Good evening. It is Monday, November 10th, 2025, and this is a meeting of the Common Council of the City of West Bend. More than 24 hours in advance of tonight's meeting, notice of the time, place, date, and subject matter of the meeting was posted in accordance to Wisconsin state statutes. Clerk, can you confirm this meeting was properly posted?
Yes, it was.
Thank you. I invite you to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. We recognize the full quorum of our council here with us tonight. I'm a little casual dressed tonight, but we've got a game that we need to cheer on here in a little bit. So, but we do have important items that we need to get through. So we'll continue on in our agenda and hopefully get out of here in time for the game. Our first item is approval of our regular meeting council minutes from October 20th, 2025.
Motion to approve. Second.
Thank you, Alderman Butchlick and Alderman Zingsheim. Any corrections? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Our first presentation tonight is pinning of a badge for Police Officer Valor. Chief.
Thank you for giving us the time to celebrate a relaunch of our canine program. We haven't had a dog in West Bend from the city of West Bend since 2002. So we're very happy to bring this great investigatory and life-saving tool back to the city of West Bend. I truly mean thank you. I thank this body, Mr. Mayor, the council for supporting us in last year's capital budget. Much more importantly, I thank the community for understanding that this is truly an investment in our public safety and ability to protect and serve. A bit of warning, Val is a puppy. Val is a 17-month-old Belgian Malinois. I say Malinois with pride because it's taken me about a month to be able to pronounce that right. She's a great dog from the Czech Republic. She's been basically training to become a member of the West Bend Police Department since she was a young pup. She and Officer Trevor Gates, our handler, just completed their training. They were at Giuseppe Kennels in Iron Ridge, which specializes in police dogs, through September, October, and completed their basic training, but their lifelong together training will continue, so she will be as much of value to our community as possible. She's a dual, I'm stalling because I don't want her to come in and I'll be talking and she'll be barking over the top, so bear with me. She's a dual purpose dog, which means she's trained in apprehension and detection. So apprehension, if we had a situation where someone was holed up in a house or had fled on foot, Val is trained to be able to find that person and bring him into custody. Hopefully, I don't know about you, but a dog barking really makes a lot of people really decide to make better choices. So we're very proud of that aspect. And then detection, narcotics detection, property, and people. And when I say life-saving tool, she truly is a life-saving tool. The final piece for our administrative team that said we really wanted to bring the dog back in, because it is a significant investment, was, I believe the year was 2022, but an autistic teenager go missing up in the Green Tree, north side of town area. Had been gone for a while, very worried. We had drones up, couldn't find him. We brought a dog in from Sheboygan who tracked the child, teenager, and was able to find the child, return home safely. And that, to me, was our final piece to say, it's time to bring a dog back. So with that, I will have us meet Officer Trevor Gates and Valor, known as Val. You might have to open the door for him. Oh, a pretty girl.
Tennis ball.
So it's important that our community also knows that Valor is a trained police dog. She is not a comfort dog, she's not a pet, she's a very highly trained tool and member of our department that is focused on tennis balls right now. Right to the cheek. As is our custom, she won't be sworn in because she's not a police officer. She's a tool that will help Officer Gates complete his duty. But pinning a badge is pretty neat. As Trevor pins his badge on Val, I'll tell you a little bit about her name. Valor, we ran a contest within the police department where every officer was able to select a name. The only criteria was that it fit our mission, that it spoke to the reason we go every day to police our community and make it great place. Two reasons that Valor was the name after many selections that was chosen, but we know there's a much more touching story to Valor. Unfortunately, Trevor's mom lost her battle to cancer as we were implementing the dog. And one of her last wishes that she expressed with Trevor was when he got the dog that we named Valor. So it was a twofold process that really worked out. Supported by our department and a great honor of Trevor's mom. So with that, I give you that.
Cool.
Thank you very much. All right, we'll move on to our next presentation, Fire Station Number 1 update. Chief.
Hello again. I just wanted to come to the council tonight, give a brief update on the status of the Fire Station Number 1 project. As outlined in our memo, we did 14 bid packages for the vast majority of construction-related projects to complete Fire Station Number 1. Of those 14, we got successful bidders for all 14 bid packages. In general, all the bid packages on balance, some are above, some are below. On balance, so all the packages are just under the budgeted expectations. All of our contingencies are yet left untouched and still in place. Of those bid packages, 12 have been in the process through CD Smith under their authorization to pursue contracts. Two of the remaining contracts, due to the need to implement merit shop labor, will have to be held directly with the city of West Bend, and we will bring those contracts forward in a future action. Other than that, we are happy to report as of this week, the Johnson Bus building has been demolished and it is fully down. The fuel underground storage tanks have been successfully removed. The reports are that there did not seem to be any obvious contamination. However, there was a request to do some testing just to be sure. So we're waiting for the results of those tests, but again, there was no signs of that. That's usually something that is apparent when you dig them up. And so we're hopeful that that'll be clear. And they will hopefully get rebar delivered here sometime this week and start foundation work very soon. One update is due to a couple little road bumps we had with some utility work and some environmental testing and checking out we had to do. We did lose a little bit of time, so now they're pushed back to anticipated completion date until November of '26, but still on pace to be in yet in 2026. So with that, I would entertain any questions if you had any.
Thanks, Chief. Any questions? Progressing along nicely. Thank you very much. Our next item is the Fire Department Citizen Appreciation Awards, and because this is such a momentous award, I'm going to save it for the end of our agenda, so we'll take that up at about 8 o'clock. We'll move on to our consented... Just kidding. Chiefs, come on up.
You were about to make me a liar. Should we go over there? Mike, do you want to go over there? Right over by them. Tonight, on behalf of the West Bend Fire Department, it is my honor to present the Citizen Recognition Award to two remarkable individuals, Pat Prescott and Tracy Hokinson. This award honors members of our community who go above and beyond to help others or act courageously in a moment of need. Patrick and Tracy exemplify this spirit. On March 11th, 2025 at Vortex Pickleball Club, Mike McGuire suddenly collapsed on the court, pulseless and not breathing. A bystander called out for someone to call 911. Pat quickly brought the AED and Tracy applied it in under 30 seconds. Together, they delivered one shock and began chest compressions. In less than a minute, Mike began breathing on his own and regained consciousness. Moments later, West Bend Fire Department paramedics arrived and transported him to the hospital for care. I'm happy to share that Mr. McGuire has fully recovered and is back on the pickleball court competing at the same high level that he did before. Pat's foresight in having an AED on site, and both Pat and Tracy's composure and skill under pressure are truly impressive. Their actions that day saved a life. Pat and Tracy's great job, and thank you very much for representing the very best of our community. Please join me in congratulating Pat Prescott and Tracy Hokinson, recipients of the Citizen Recognition Award.
Thank you very much. Mike's a friend of mine, and losing him in March of this year would have been way too soon. And he also would have been mad if Chuck wouldn't have said that he's back to his high level of pickleball playing, which I know he enjoys. Thank you all for being here tonight. We are going to continue on with our agenda, but now is a time where you can maybe sneak out. So, thanks for coming. All right, we'll move on to our consent agenda tonight, council, and it's all the items that we've just taken up a little bit ago. Is there any, we will remove that first item on the American Legion liquor license, tabled for a future date, but the rest of the agenda stands. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Zingsheim and Butchlick. Any comments, questions, discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, we have two public hearings tonight. Our first public hearing and potential action further down on the agenda is on the street vacation for Campus Drive, located approximately half a mile south of West Washington Street and west of South University Drive. So the public hearing is now open. If there's anyone from the community who would like to address the council on this topic, now is your time. Just please come to the microphone and tell us your name, and you will be heard.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Sternig and Alderman Berquist. There's a motion and a second to close the public hearing. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Our next public hearing is on the proposed City of West Bend 2026 budget. Public hearing is now open. Anybody wishing to address the council on the budget for 2026, now is your time. Just come to the microphone, state your name, and you will be heard.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Butchlick and Alderman Sternig. There's a motion and a second to close the public hearing. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Our next item is the budget. It's the resolution number 43, which appropriates funds for the operation of the government and administration of the City of West Bend for 2026. Jesse?
Thank you very much. Just a very brief overview of the 2026 operating budget as presented this evening. First of all, there are no substantial changes from the initial presentation back in October. Looking at the packet, if you scroll forward to page 56, I can speak to a couple of the points there. We are looking to appropriate $28.3 million in total tax levy, roughly broken down to 70% general fund, 13% debt service, 5% library, and 12% captured within the TIDS. Scrolling a little bit further into the packet, bottom of packet page 57, top of page 58, we look at and illustrate set forth a city tax rate that is up slightly to $6.46 per $1,000 evaluation. That has been finalized out as we have received the not only the manufacturing valuations from the state of Wisconsin, but also the other taxing authorities' levies as well. Stepping away from the packet materials for just a second, just want to talk a little bit about the tax impact that this budget carries with it. It's important to note there are multiple taxing authorities associated with the property tax bill, but the city's portion of the property tax bill for an average single-family home here within the city is about $1,940. That $1,900 roughly for the year provides funding for services such as police, fire, EMS dispatching, library services, snow plowing, weekly refuse collection, maintenance of over 1,400 acres of public parkland, and a taxi service, just to name a few. So quite a cost-efficient presentation of services. Jumping back into the packet materials, moving forward to page 93 of the packet, some significant points of the 2026 operating budget include an additional employee for the Parks Recreation Forestry Department, as well as the Public Works Department, the creation of a full-time airport superintendent position. Along with tax levy, the city does realize other revenues, in particular some state shared revenues in transportation aids. We're looking at about $210,000 there in combination of those two, which is up slightly. And then we are forecasting some savings in some other areas of the budget. It is important to note that only 41%, as I mentioned, there's multiple taxing authorities on a property tax bill. So it's important to note that only 41% of an overall property tax bill applies towards city services, whereas the other 59% of a property tax bill actually gets divvied out amongst the other authorities, being the school district, Washington County, and Moraine Park Technical College. Lastly, just want to point out the capital portion of the budget, which was approved back in November, sets forth two primary goals. One being the ongoing commitment to road improvement to the tune of just south of $3 million, and the second being the construction of the new fire station. Overall, staff is really proud to present to the council a balanced 2026 budget that maintains or improves municipal services for the city, while achieving some significant capital project efforts as well. I'd like to close with a sincere note of thank you for all of staff's efforts. They really kicked off and shepherded the budget process most of the way through. I came in at the tail end to help kind of close it up and make this presentation to the council this evening. So special note of thanks for staff and all of their hard work on the 2026 budget. That is my summary of the budget.
Thank you, Jesse. I'll entertain a motion to put it on the floor, and then we can ask any
Motion to
questions.
approve.
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Butchlick and Alderman Sternig. Any comments, questions, discussions on the budget?
Appreciate the fact that there's not a lot of surprises in here.
I would just like to echo Jesse's commentary for the department head team that we have here, who are extremely not valuable, they're invaluable to the citizens of this community, not only in the work that they do on a day-to-day basis, but the work that they do to do it in a high level of value for everybody who lives and pays taxes in this community. And as I look at each one of you, I know that you always have them in mind as you come to work every day, as you put together the budget for the following year. And that, I think, is something that's much appreciated by our community and our citizens, our taxpayers. And I know for myself personally, and while I'll say I can't speak for all of the council, I will speak for them in saying I think that we truly appreciate your efforts to continue to get as much out of what we can with the dollars that we have, that we bring in for this city. So thank you for that again this year.
That's well said, Matt. Yeah, thank you. Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Our next is the resolution to vacate Campus Drive. It's Resolution 44. Campus Drive, again, is located approximately half mile south of West Washington and west of South University Drive. And this was brought by the Development Department. Jim?
Thank you. So we're asking for final approval tonight for the street vacation. We started the process back in September with an initial resolution starting the vacation, and tonight's the final action for completing that street vacation. This is actually to help facilitate for the future sale and redevelopment of the UWWC campus area.
Thanks, Jim. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Sternig and Alderman Zingsheim. Any questions, comments, discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Our next one is Resolution 45, which is a CSM, and it's to dedicate and name an 80-foot wide right-of-way and 75-foot radius cul-de-sac bulb at Forge Place. Jim, take us through that one.
Yeah, again, this is a resolution formally accepting the road dedication created by the certified survey map, and then also naming that new section of roadway to Forge Place. So we're just asking the council for the consideration of that, to accept that. This is to help with the manufacturing center that we have down there for future sales of land.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Sternig and Alderman Schmidt. Any questions for Jim? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Our next one is a resolution authorizing the sale of real estate to PKH Holdings LLC, Resolution 46.
John, I got it.
Okay.
So this is just the formal resolution that authorizes the sale of the property. The city had previously approved both the offer to purchase and the development agreement for this property. This is just the resolution that the title company requires that says, yes, it's authorized, and who can sign for the sale documents.
Who is going to sign for the sale documents?
So the deed and the agreement have to be signed by the mayor and the clerk, and then this authorizes the city administrator to sign any of the other documents.
All right.
That way we can get the deed in advance, get that signed, and then everything else can be signed by the city administrator.
Just text me when they're available.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Alderman Sternig and Alderwoman Sizer. Again, resolution number 46, authorizing the sale of real estate to PKH Holdings LLC. Any comments, questions? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Our next is ordinance number 21. It's rezoning 159.07 acres of land located at the northeast corner of South River Road and Sand Drive from temporary RS4 Single Family Residential District to RS4 Single Family Residential, FPS Floodplain Storage, FW Floodway, FPW Floodplain Wetland, FWW Floodway Wetland, NSW Non-Shoreland Wetland, and SW Shoreland Wetland Districts. It's always good practice to read the full resolution, so I'm not just doing that for fun. It's good, it's a good practice to do that. Jim?
Thank you. So earlier this year, we annexed that 159 acres. Tonight's ordinance is to actually permanently zone the property for the single-family residential and in fact, all the environmental districts that we have for this area. And this will help facilitate for the future subdivision development of that area. Held a public hearing, and there are no comments on that, and so we're asking the council for final action on permanent zoning.
Thank you, Jim. I'll entertain a
Motion
motion.
to approve.
Thank you, Alderman Zingsheim and Alderman Sparts. There was a plan, this was in front of Plan Commission, a couple of questions on what's actually happening to the property. It is privately owned, it's being privately sold, and at this point, there is nothing in front of the city as far as an immediate development, but this kind of paves the way for maybe something in the future.
Correct, yeah, this sets the parameters for that.
Yep. Any comments, questions, discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Our last item is an agreement for the operation of the Mid-Marine Municipal Court. Jesse?
Thank you very much. And this final business item here this evening is an update to the Mid-Marine Municipal Court operational agreement. The city of West Bend, along with now soon to be 19 other communities, assuming all members approve this updated agreement, belong to a joint municipal court whereby the court travels to the various locations to provide its services. This has both figuratively and literally paid dividends to the city and its members over time through cost-sharing efforts and providing savings. So the primary function of this update is to add the two new members, the town of Fredonia and the city of Sheboygan Falls. This would bring the total number of participating communities from 18 up to 20. The positive side of this is more members help defray court costs as they are spread out amongst the member communities. It is no secret, the city of West Bend being the largest member, we do carry the most significant cost to this court, but at the same time, added members will help defray that in a bit. What this agreement does, along with adding those members, also really does a lot of clarifying work. It does such things as, on page 1, it clarifies within the Court Administrative Committee section what the roles and responsibilities of that committee are. On page 3, it speaks to filling the vacancies, board vacancies. On page 4, it speaks to how the judge's salary is set in accord with Wisconsin statutes. Then throughout the agreement, It removes specific statute references, the specific numbers, and just simply states in accord with state statutes, because those will change over time as new laws are enacted. That way, this agreement does not have to come back each time an individual passage within statutes changes or is updated. There's outdated language dating back to when the original court was formed that is being struck as it is outdated and no longer applies, but then also sets forth updated language and clarifies the responsibilities for both joining or withdrawing from the court. And also, one last thing, within the attachments, there's a model ordinance for new communities to adopt with regards to joining the court. So overall, there's very little impact to the city of West Bend with this update to the agreement. We will see our, I guess, quote-unquote, impact over time as some of our costs are defrayed slightly by the new membership. Otherwise, this does not change how the court services the city, nor does it change the court's ability to handle the workload created by any member community for that matter, as that is part of the vetting process, and hence the recommendation to update the agreement to the council this evening, and each of the member communities will be taking up this same agreement.
Thank you, Jesse. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Alderman Berquist and Alderwoman Sizer. Any questions for Jesse? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to our reports tonight. Our Plan Commission met on November 4th, 2025. John, thanks.
Yes, we met. We held a public hearing for a zoning amendment to the property on South River Road and Sand Drive that we just approved. There was nothing negative on it. The public hearing was good. We had a bunch of extraterritorial certified survey maps that we approved. The first one was, well, actually there was 7 of them all on the, I take it back, 6 of them on the corner of North River Road and Wallace Lake Road. They had 20 acres approximate that they subdivided into 3 each, 18 acres, I think it was. So we did those. We had another lot that we approved on Wallace Lake Road, approximately 1,100 feet west of North Oak Road. We did another certified survey map on Wallace, that's the second one. Okay, there were 2 of them there, because they divided the lot into 2. That's what it was. We did one on Schuster Drive, and we also did one for the Lifetime Automotive on State Highway 33. What that did was brought property all together, 2 lots together. We approved a certified survey map at South River Road on Forge Place, which we just approved tonight. And we approved a site plan for the 508 North Main Street, which will be the Parish Survey and Engineering Office. They are going to be redoing the building there and making a nice office building. And we did a final approval of a plat for the Lakewood Farms Phase 1, which is the northwest corner of the subdivision on 18th and NN. And that was our meeting.
Yeah, John, I'd just tell the council, Parish Survey and Engineering does a lot of work with different builders and things in our community. They're great people. What's the address of that property again?
508.
508 North Main Street was used as kind of a staging area when the district was being built. It's on the west side of Main Street.
The old bowling alley.
The old
for
bowling
really
alley.
old timers.
And it looks pretty worn down, but it's gonna look really, really cool once Parish gets in there. And if you are interested in what it's gonna look like, you can pull up the agenda packet from the Plan Commission. You might get asked or see on Facebook, what's going in there? So just so you know, it's an engineering firm, and it's really gonna look nice, yeah. Let's go to the library board meeting on October 21st. Brett?
Library board meeting. Thank you. The last meeting was held on the 21st of October. I was out of town, so you get the video replay version tonight, okay? Video replay version. And I'm gonna... After further review, they started the meeting like every other meeting. Call to order, pledge of allegiance, and the consent agenda, okay? Financial reports had a couple of donations one from the University of Wisconsin Administration for an Afghan reading program grant, and the other was from the Optimist Club for the library's summer reading program. Now some good news and some bad news. So what do you want to hear first, Matt? Good news? Oh, that's what I thought, okay? Proceeds from the vending machine I told you guys about last month, right? Brought in almost $400. That's a vending machine in the library, $400. Now the bad news, okay? Interest received on our checking account again totaled a whopping 9 cents. Pretty sad. Next up was the library director's report, but due to having a guest present, the board took up an agenda item first. Karen Wysocki presented an idea concerning a musical garden at the library. Partnering with Roots and Branches, the musical garden would consist of musical instruments paired with our storybook walk in Patrons Park with its unique landscaping and plantings, a perfect union between music, reading, and park space. The board approved moving forward with the plans. Steve then gave us an update on the budget and how the library is faring in our attempts to stay competitive with other libraries in the area. This includes updates to our equipment, especially computers and software, all part of services that we provide to the public. Also discussed were building issues, both flood-related and routine maintenance, and how they are being addressed in budget and CIP conversations. Deb, the board president, spoke of an email she sent us detailing items that should be included in our meeting agendas to make our meetings as productive and efficient as possible. She also announced that Brad Nye, our deputy library director, had accepted the position of director for the public library in Mayville. Congratulations to Brad and best wishes in his new endeavor. The next meeting of the library board is scheduled for November 18th, and there's more, okay? If you guys follow the library on social media, you would know of many upcoming events like the Friends Group book sale and Free Coffee Friday, okay? And that, drum roll please, the front doors are open again. Outstanding. Having no further business, they adjourn the meeting.
Thank you, Brett. All right, we'll move on to our Parks and Rec meeting on October 30th. Mary Beth?
Okay, Park and Rec, as he said, October 30th. Yeah. As usual, a lot of things going on. Mike updated us on a few things already, so I'll just touch on a few of the highlights. First of all, the Full Circle sculpture will be relocated from the Veterans Avenue Riverwalk to Old Settlers Park. It is in the floodplain currently and could be an issue if there were extensive flooding along the river, so they're going to be moving that. Secondly, due to the new We Energies building in the area, there will be changes to the snowmobile trail from Quas Creek Park. While the trail will cross 2 driveways, National Guard, and a business, the change has been cleared with those property owners, and that will just be marked this year for snowmobiling. Next, the West Bend Baseball Association has plans to make improvements at the Carl Kuss Field. This includes a bullpen, a pedestrian gate, and moving the batting tunnels. The association will fund it with approximate cost of $105,000. The Ziegler family has requested the addition of 3 historical kiosks at the Place of Origin site. They will highlight the West Bend's cradle of industry, which began with a button factory at that site in 1896, and later gave birth to a knitting mill, Angercrest Pocketbook Company, West Bend Aluminum Company, Pick Manufacturing, and West Bend Plating. So that site has been very busy over the years. That building was demolished in the early 1990s, but the site has been preserved as a lovely park. And the Ziegler family will fund the kiosks, and they're working with Tower Heritage Center. Program fees for the winter-spring session were presented, mainly unchanged with the exception of archery. We'll see a slight increase. Apparently arrows are very expensive and they go through a lot of arrows, so they're going to bump up that fee a little bit. In cooperation with the fire department, Grass and field burns were conducted earlier today at Riverside Park and Lac La Ronde, and I understand all went well? Okay. The quarterly Parkland Acquisition Trust report was presented. It was emphasized that we need a comprehensive plan and an open concept plan as we look to the future, with skate park, Parkside O, and an all-abilities play area in the future plans. Finally, the proposed capital budget was shared and discussed, particularly as it referred to the Park, Rec, and Forestry Department. Again, there's so much going on in all the departments. The team does a fantastic job of juggling everything to keep this city safe and beautiful. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mary Beth. Bid board meeting on November 4th. Brett?
Yes, so we met on November 4th, before this meeting. One of the highlights of it, Phil Frisch from the Downtown West Bend Association presented about some of the upcoming activities. I won't tell you about them all, but they have these wonderful cards here that outline the events from November 22nd all the way to May 2nd. One big one that's coming up is the Christkindl Market, and that's all the Thanksgiving weekend. We also talked about some of the events that just happened from the tree lighting ceremony, which is I understand was a big success. I've seen some aerial photographs of just a packed downtown. We also reviewed the bid board financial report, and one big decision that the bid board made was to join other groups in allocating money to bring Discover Wisconsin to film a program in West Bend, and that could be part of a multi-program venture or whatever. We're going to be doing in partnership possibly with the tourism board and some of the other entities. So that's exciting. They've done a couple things in West Bend in the past, but this gives us an opportunity to highlight some of the more recent things that West Bend has done. Other than that, there's a number of great things happen at the Bend as well, and we opened bid facade grant. We opened for bid facade grant proposals on November 5th. So, those looking forward to improving the facades in the downtown businesses can apply for those funds. Other than that, it was a relatively quick meeting, and if you haven't got down, the downtown looks beautiful, and that's worth checking out.
Thank you, Rhett. Administrator report, Jesse?
Just a few things for this evening. Tomorrow, there will be a Veterans Day program at the Tower Heritage Center. The program to honor our veterans will start at 10:45 tomorrow morning. Just a quick reminder, City Hall is closed for an observance of Thanksgiving on Thursday the 27th and Friday the 28th of this month. And last but not least, our next council meeting will be December 1st. That's my update for this evening.
Thank you. Any alderperson reports tonight?
Yeah, for veterans tomorrow morning, make sure you dress warm.
It's outside.
Top of that
Yep.
hill, it's going to be windy.
Yep. Anybody on this side? Bill?
Just wanted to, it's not specific to 7th District, but Seed of Hope, which is our local pregnancy help center right downtown here, has their annual fundraiser going on Friday. And the doors open at 5 o'clock. It's going to be at the Chandelier Ballroom in Hartford. They had to move it because they're getting so much participation that they had to go to a larger venue. So just want to encourage people to consider participating in that. They do have room yet in the ballroom, so.
Cool. Anything else? I just want to mention a fellow elected leader in our community. He lives in West Bend. He's a member of the County Board of Supervisors. His name's Nick Stewart. Started a 25-hour hike this morning at 8 a.m. and he ends at 9 a.m. at Veterans Plaza. He's a vet, and he's hiking 25 hours to raise money for 2 veteran organizations. So after the game, if you're looking for someone to walk with, he'll be on the Eisenbahn Trail literally all night long, wearing a 25-pound vest, hiking all through the night. So I just thought that was such a neat deal, and he's been raising money for that, and I assume he'll be at the Veterans Program because he gets done walking at 9 a.m. And
What section of the trail?
the only thing I read was that overnight he was going to stay in the city limits on the trail, walking up and down the trail.
I saw it on the news, and it said West Bend to Kewaskum and back, back and
Yeah.
forth. That's what I heard, yeah.
So just want to mention that. I've been kind of thinking about him all day, and pretty neat deal. On Thursday night, I'm going to the West Bend Chamber of Commerce Annual Dinner Banquet, and I know some of you will be there as well. I look forward to that, but just want to give a congratulations to our own Mike Yench, who is getting a big award that night, a Community Impact Award. I don't know if that's the exact name of the award, but well-deserved award. It was open nominations through the chamber, and I don't know if Mike even knows who nominated him. It's usually anonymous, and Mike won the award. So we'll be celebrating Mike on Thursday night this week. Congratulations, Mike. Well deserved. Anything else, folks? All right, go Pack, go. Thanks all for being here. We'll see you December 1st, if not before then. We're adjourned.